Are we live? We gonna test it. Are we live? Silent Assassin, we live. We are live. Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch me on TikTok at All Even Media. You can catch me on Instagram at All Even Podcast. X All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Podbeam as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend because the page is growing. There's no Claw. There's no Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't like to come to work no more. Well, I'm going to get his ass. Because he texts me, he's like, oh, yo, I ain't coming. You know, I got school stuff. I'm going to let him slide. Because once you say the school stuff, I'll let you slide. But once he's out of school, I'm on his ass. Pause. So there's nobody here except the Silent Assassin, but there is somebody else here who just popped in. I was just like, oh, haven't seen you in a while. What's up, cuz? My man Money is here. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? You know, I'm good. You know, I had to pop in on you.
Yeah.
Pull up. You know what I mean?
Pleasant surprise.
Whoa.
You look good.
Appreciate it. I try. I do try.
I mean, you was in a cave. You was in a bat cave for a little while, man. I'm glad you out.
Hibernating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plotting. But I got something coming up. Big things in the works, you know. So,
All right, cool. Well, listen, you can tell me about it later.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
We get it rocking.
Silent Assassin.
What's up?
Yeah. We had a very busy weekend last weekend. Was it last weekend? Or was it the weekend before that?
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
We was at Brooklyn College. That shit was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Time.
You know, shouts to Coach Baptiste, Jeff. You know, he gave us access to Brooklyn College. That was fun. That vlog should be out maybe tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know when I'm gonna put it out, but probably Saturday. Drop that. You know, they saw my shooting prowess. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, people gonna be able to see that. The fact that I ain't touched a ball in like 4 or 5 years to wash a coach up while he touches the balls, but he's around, you know, the basketballs all day long. Washed him up light. It was light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told you the day off. I was kind of not putting you down, but I was kind of surprised.
No. You were trying to say, you know, you a little washed, you know?
Yeah, but no, like I was like, oh, like, you know,
Still got
pretty good.
Yeah. Yo, I watched the form on camera. I say, man, form still good. Still got it. You know what I mean? So felt a little good, man. But shouts to Jeff. You know, rooting for those boys, man. They started off the season a little rocky. You know, a little rocky, but they'll be able to get there. We got some stuff to talk about. There's obviously some NBA news. We're going to discuss those things. I have a list of things here. Let me go ahead and see what I have, because I remember a few things here. So we got NFL. Are the Broncos legit? Talk about the Jets. Jets and Patriots played the night on a Thursday. Patriots are back. Is Micah Parsons overrated? We'll talk about that. Your team, the Giants, made some big changes, and it was like we called it. You know, I've been saying it for weeks. That Coach Ozempic need to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So he ended up getting the hell out of town. It was great, right?
Coach Ozempic is crazy.
Yeah, listen, I got names for everybody. You know that. But Nico Harrison is another one that got fired. Great. Love that, right? People are excited about that, so we're going to discuss that. There might be a fire sale going on in Dallas. There's some changes in Dallas that we haven't even discussed yet, and I'm definitely going to talk about that right now. Sebastian Telfair, I want to talk about the little 2-part documentary that's out right now, you know, highlighting his last days before he turned himself in. He's currently doing a 6-month bid, and, you know, we're definitely going to discuss it, and it's a different tone than what I normally would have about certain topics like this. We'll get into it further. The Clippers, you already know I love to kick they back in whenever I get a chance. I love it. What's going on? I don't like people getting hurt, but I love the fact that there's something happening in Clipperland, and I've been calling it since it happened, right? Since somebody entered the building, I knew that this was going to happen. I'm telling you, I'm always on the money when it comes to this. Nobody wants to hear it, Nobody wants to believe me, but we're going to discuss it again. What else we got? Russell Westbrook. I'm seeing a lot of things about Russell Westbrook out there, and I'm going to have to agree. I'm going to agree on some things here. I don't agree with things much about Russell Westbrook, but I will agree on this. Mets news, we're going to talk about what's going on in the offseason. GM meetings are still going on, or I don't know if they wrapped up already, but we're going to discuss that. AL and NL Cy Young have been announced. NL MVP, AL MVP has been announced. Comeback Player of the Year has been announced, so we're going to discuss that as well. Irrelevant news of the week. And the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Let's just get into it. Thursday Night Football. What is the score? Because this is going to kind of just fall into Jets watch and all this other stuff because they playing right now. I'm upset. I'm going to tell you right now, Silence Says, before you go, you can go ahead and find that score if you want to.
27-14 Patriots.
27-14, that's fine. I am upset because I don't understand why the Jets felt that they had to go on a two-game winning streak. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I understand, like, you want to go ahead and win for Nick Mangold, and shouts to Nick Mangold and him and his family. Thoughts and prayers to the Mangold family. He has left his kids, and they were at the game and all that stuff. But I don't want them to win.
No, you gotta cash in on those draft picks.
Yeah.
Lose every
I
single game.
want to get the number one pick. I don't want to be sharing no picks with nobody else. I don't want 3 and 4. No. I want to leave no doubt, okay? Make sure you don't win another game for the rest of the season. We understand how good the Patriots are. Let them be good, right? And I don't want Tyrod Taylor to start no more. I've changed my mind, right? Early in the season, I was like, you have to let Tyrod start. You got to let him start because he's the better quarterback. He's the no. Let Fields continue to play because as bad as he is, that's what I want, right? This is a man that's notorious. Listen, I didn't even watch the game. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the game. But when I did see some of the highlights and the score, the box score, I saw that deep into the second quarter, he had 5 passes of 23 yards. And I'm like, he's the only quarterback I know that consistently, you see his line is just like 1 for 5, 3 yards. It's in the third quarter. Like you're not a quarterback. You're not a quarterback at this point. So let's go ahead and go look at his stat line, shall we? 15 for 26, 116 yards. You think that this is 1920. Those are the type of stats that happen in the 1920s. They only threw the ball like 20-something times. You only had like 110 yards because everybody was running the ball. He had 395 yards. That's all he did back then was run the ball. Mm-hmm. You didn't throw the ball back then in the 1920s. This is what he is. He's in the wrong era. He is. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Quarterback rating of an 81.6. Garbage. Justin, look, he led the league, led the team in rushing, of course. That's what he does. So he had a rushing touchdown. He had a passing touchdown. They had Mechie, who was they acquired him at the deadline. He had a touchdown. The Patriots, I mean, look, Drake May is really good. 281 yards and a touchdown. What's his name? Travion Henderson, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 9 catches, 105 yards. He's been playing great football. I mean, when you going home to those yams, respect that there's motivation. There's motivation there.
Definitely motivation.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. He got 4 baby moms in like a span of, what, a year?
I think, aren't they like all pregnant?
Yeah. I wonder if they're all friends. Wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, they ain't no reason to beef. We all up right now at this point. You know what I mean?
Like Cardi B would kill them all. I don't know the rest of them, but I feel they should just kill
But
them.
listen, she got it now. But like, if they got the child support coming. They all right. They're all right. Their meal ticket is there. They ain't all right about that. It's crazy.
Just don't get injured.
Yeah, just the word.
Stay healthy.
Just stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Make sure you keep that money coming. You know what I mean? Because you got a next contract. Make sure that you get a next contract, be able to handle all of those situations that you got. But it's just, as a Jets fan, listen, I kicked Woody Johnson's back in the other day, and I will continue to do it because this is what came out recently. And I'll go ahead. Let me see if I can be able to find that because, yes, there it is. There we go. Ari Mirov from Sports Update, at My Sports Update on X, he reported NFL owners have filed a grievance against the NFLPA to stop the annual report cards. Jets owner Woody Johnson called them totally bogus and was the one behind it. Oh, you know why he's the one behind it? You know what the players gave Woody Johnson last year in regards to a grade? F. He's the worst owner in football. Everybody's talking about Haslam on the Browns. They talk about Brown and the Bengals. No. You can never call Mr. Brown on the Bengals bad. You know why? Because I've seen them in the Super Bowl in the last 5 years. I've seen that. You can't call Haslam terrible because I've seen the Browns in the playoffs over the last X amount of years. They were there at some point when Baker Mayfield was here. I seen that. I haven't seen the Jets in the playoffs in 15 years. 15. I wasn't even a fan then. I had to leave and come back. And they still not in the playoffs. That's how crazy it is. So for him to try to get rid of it, yeah, I understand why you want to get rid of it. You probably want to expunge your record too. No, it's there. What's also there is the fact that you got your kids telling you that they play Madden games and they giving you recommendations by the games that they're playing and you listen to it. That's how dumb you are. That clip has gone viral on Instagram. It's still going because there's so many Jet fans that live in, no matter where they are, there's Jet fans all over the world. They all feel the same way I do. There's not one Jet fan out there. And if you're there, please DM me, please email me, please just contact me however you can. And let me know that you are a supporter of Woody Johnson because I can't find it. There's not one person I know that's a Jets fan that likes Woody Johnson. And on top of that, he's MAGA? Oh, come on now. You might just dig yourself a hole. Dig it. I'm sick of him. So for you to try to be in the forefront of, y'all wonder why. He's like the kid that gets Fs, don't want to take that report card home, so you get your homie's mother to sign it. That's what it is. Oh, can you figure this out for me? Can you do? I don't want that. I don't want to go home with this. You ain't getting us in trouble. Nah. But we're not hiding what you are. You can be able to get rid of the grades. Go ahead. It's not a thing anymore. Go ahead. People are still going to feel the same way they feel. You still suck. You're still the worst owners in football. And if you never invite me to a Jets game, but when this pod goes crazy, I would love that. I don't want to be there because of you. I'll buy my own goddamn ticket. I hate Woody Johnson. I'll put it out there right now. I don't like the man. Because the thing is with him is that it's one thing to be an owner, but it's another thing to be a piece of shit.
Like a literal?
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Gotcha.
Garbage. He's the type of billionaire rich person that you don't really like. I understand that billionaires have egos, but he just comes off as the worst. He meddles into situations. Overrides GMs. Talks crap to players. Who are you?
Sign players so for hype.
Yeah.
Don't even fit the team.
Sign players because they Madden rating is good. How do you even equate that to real life? Your speed is a 93 in Madden, so you gotta be fast. You haven't seen him play. You don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know if your son edited the damn ratings. You have no idea.
Push the sliders up.
Yeah. Playing on a rookie. We don't know this. But you don't know either. And that's the problem. Is that you go ahead and you hire these people that have no idea what the hell is going on, and you just look like an idiot. And on top of that, you have us in New Jersey. Newsflash, the Jets played 20 years at Shea Stadium in Queens. The Jets are a Queens team. So for you to be cheap enough to say, oh, I didn't want my own stadium, I'm just going to go share one with the Giants. People in Jersey don't care about the Jets because they're not from there. Long Island, Queens. That's where Jets fans are. Jersey is Giants fans because that's where they originate from. That's fine. I'm all right with that. We don't belong there. I'm telling you, I understand the Epstein files are now out. I'm on TikTok. I'm not trying to get banned, but I'm just saying there gotta be something that comes down the pipe that we can be able to find. Like you see how John Gruden had some emails that came out and he lost his job. Can there be something that happens so we can be able to find out who Woody Johnson really is, so he can be able to just get rid of this team? Hey, Dan Snyder sold the team, right? We never thought that he would be able to get rid of the Commanders, and that happened. I'm hoping, as a Mets fan, I prayed every day from the time that I was 6 years old that the Wilpons were gonna sell. 6. It didn't happen until I was mid-30s, and I'm all right with that. I will wait for the Jets to get sold, because when that day happens, I don't even care if the Jets don't win again. They have been saved. They have been saved from the worst owner in North America. I don't care what sports you tell me. He's the worst. Moving on. The Patriots. Patriots are pretty good. And you know what's crazy? Silent Assassin. Do you remember we did a season preview before the NFL season took place? And what team did I tell you was going to be in second place in the AL East? Did I not say there was those New England Patriots? I didn't know they were going to be first. I knew they were going to be up there. But man, feels good to be right.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like they might be like a destiny team this year, potentially.
I think, listen, they're good, but I heard a lot of people saying, oh, they could be a Super Bowl. Stop it, okay? Just relax, all right? They're good. They ain't that good yet.
If you see, like, chemistry is, like, pretty, like, it reminds me of, like, the Lions, like, a few years ago.
Yes.
So
Drake May's really good, man.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. Like, shouts to him. He's really good.
Strong college.
Yeah.
Strong college career. Wow.
He's good, man. Like, I remember him coming out. They weren't too sure about his development, if he was going to be able to develop at the speed that they wanted him to. But he's done extremely well. And I really, really, I respect that. I respect that. So let's go ahead and move on. Might as well just keep it in New York, right? Your team. Those Giants. There's a lot of things going on with the Giants. But we talked about this last week and said Coach Ozempic needs to go. Not like at the end of the season, now. While we're speaking. And how long after that did he get fired? Not too long.
Yeah, we were just talking about it again, like last week. So,
yeah.
We've been talking about it for 4 weeks. Like, oh, is it today going to be the game? Going to be the game? And then allegedly, after the Broncos game a few weeks back, they were on the plane. Like, this is what we're going to do. He's gone. But then they all came down to earth, whatever, and then kept him. And then, was it 2-3 games later? Like, no, you're definitely gone.
Right.
Should have been gone before the season even started. But for whatever reason, Daboll and Shane came back for, again, like, whatever reason for that was. But, yeah, he's finally gone. But I'm not, I have a lot of empathy. When I saw that picture of him outside his house looking all depressed, I felt a little bad, but I know I can't feel bad when you're just losing every game for the team. And like I texted you the other day, like this team should be in second place, like a game back first place.
Yeah.
If you really look at it and how many games that they had lost within a few minutes left in the game,
They were leading,
yeah.
blew games, you know.
So is that coaching, or does that boil down to discipline? Because usually when you give up leads like that, it's usually discipline.
Well, I mean, it goes to execution. You know, it depends on if you're a coach and your team is up and the execution. Yes, you can be able to put it on the players, absolutely. But if whatever schemes and philosophy you have as a team doesn't resonate and it's not connecting, then the coach has a lot to blame. Coach has a lot to blame for players being prepared to play games. If the scheme is not right, he's supposed to be this offensive guru and they look like garbage. And then on top of that, you over here, like I said, I don't know how he didn't get fired after the blue tent game. Like, that was the game that Mara allegedly, and shouts to, I want to give her credit, shouts to Nikki Gist. She is a reporter. She covers the Giants. She covers some local New York teams. She has her own pod as well. She was the one that went to X, like, before he got fired, and put out the tweet that said she's heard, because she has some sources, that John Mara wanted to fire him after that game, after the Broncos game, I think it was.
Yeah, it was on like the plane.
Yeah.
They all got together. It's like, we're doing this decision, like we're firing him, and then whatever it was, they all kind of, the tone came down. They're like, no, we're gonna keep him here.
Yeah. So she got a lot of backlash and ridicule from that, because everybody's like, oh, who are you? You're lying. And she then posted, like, right before it was going, she's like, it's gonna happen today. She's like, I'm hearing from my sources, it's gonna happen today. And lo and behold, boom, gone. So shouts to her for being able to break that story. She was at Craig Carton had her on the show to be able to discuss it. So that was good for her. I like the fact that when people work as hard and you're not as, like, well known or high profile, they tend to look at you like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Like you don't have sources as well. Just because you don't have, like, a blue check next to your name or whatever it is, or you don't have 100,000 worth of followers, doesn't mean that you're not tapped in. Doesn't mean that you don't have sources. So shouts to her for being able to do that, and I hope I hope that she's able to break more stories, and she becomes a real viable source for the Giants or whoever else in the NFL that wants to hire her, because she's very good at what she does. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that when creators that are coming up end up getting that type of shine. So respect to her. But yeah, it doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me, because we talked about it in detail as to how bad he has been since he's been there. Like, you're supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. What quarterback you helped? That's what I'm trying to tell you. He didn't help Josh Allen. That was Joe Brady that did that. So what has he done?
And how many quarterbacks had started a game for the Giants in the past few years? He's
all
been here,
garbage.
Yeah, like you had Jackson Dart, but there's just something in there. He just like has like that kind of hidden talent.
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
So you can't screw him up.
No. So it was just time to go a long time ago.
Yeah.
Just finally decided to do it, but
the craziest part, not to cut you off, what I loved about it, I don't like nobody losing their job, but when you're over your head, you don't need to be doing that job. How Joe Shane stuck the knife in his man's back. Man, you talk about that. This is some soap opera type of dynasty thing. That's what it reminded me of. General Hospital style stabbing you in the back. Because John Mara said, look, my man, we gonna let him go. You want to go with him? And if you gotta let me know, why should you stay? Well, I draft well, and if you look, he wanted these guys, I wanted these guys, and the guys that I wanted worked out, and he literally threw his man down the flight of steps to keep his job. The only reason why Joe Schoen is here is because he drafted Jackson Dart. It's because he drafted Cam Scatterboo. It's because that's the only reason. Malik Neighbors. If you didn't draft so well, he would be on the same curb as Coach Ozempic. Because he's terrible. He's not good. Like when you listen to him speak, you want those minutes back. Because he's that stupid.
Even really watching that whole the Giants on what was the show? On
Yeah,
HBO?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, Hard Knocks. It's like this is our GM.
Right. This is the guy. This is who we got.
Yeah.
Spent all this money for. He's an idiot.
Even like hearing those conversations with Barkley, and then when his show came out, even more conversations. Like, are you talking to on Barkley like this? Like, are you okay? Like, are you
Embarrassing?
Smart? Like
that you actually
wild.
That they actually aired that.
Yes. I'm like, this is wild. And you still have a job after these
Right.
conversations are aired.
You felt confident. Yeah, good. Put it out.
Yeah.
You let Saquon Barkley go for what?
For nothing.
For no reason. And then had the nerve to say, "Hey, you're gonna give us the right to match." Sure I will. You didn't want me. You didn't want to give me an extension. I'm supposed to be able to give you the right to match? Absolutely not.
They're like, oh, he's not gonna get any money.
No, nobody's
Like,
gonna sign him.
He'll come back to us. John Mayer's poor John Mayer's like, I hope we don't go to Eagles. What was it? A couple days later, it's like, oh, signs with the
Welcome to
Eagles.
Philadelphia.
Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Like that in itself, I'm telling you, I don't know how John Mara sat there and didn't want to punch him in the mouth. Like, yo, you let my guy, I like Saquon, you let him go, and he goes to the Eagles and wins the Super Bowl. What are you telling me?
I mean, like, even the conversations that came out, like, John Mara's like, I'm not granting you permission to seek a trade. Like, I want you here.
Yeah.
And then your GM doesn't get the job done for you. It is crazy. Like, you could have got so much for a Saquon Barkley, and then you're like, no, I want you here. I'm not giving you permission. And then that doesn't, I'm like, that's
unbelievable. So the fact that he gets to now choose another coach makes me laugh because he chose the first idiot. You want to go ahead and give him more reign to choose another dummy? The Giants just continue to stumble over themselves. This is Jet-like behavior. It is. This is bad.
It's
Who's
been
your
pretty
quarterback
rough.
now? Russell Wilson's your quarterback now, right?
Nah, Jameis Winston's the quarterback now.
Nah, I think they named Russell Wilson.
Jameis is starting.
Jameis starting?
Mm-hmm. Jameis is going to start.
Could be excited. I'm excited. I wanted him to start since day one.
I might have to pick him up in fantasy because he lets it fly, boy.
Yeah.
He going to give you 596 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 8 picks. That's what he going to do. That's a Jameis stat line right there. I respect it. He lets it fly. And always got a smile on his face.
Facts.
He's just happy to be there. I love it.
Just pick the over on the interception.
Yeah, that man's gonna be the best motivational speaker when he's done with football. He gonna make millions of dollars after he's done with football. I'm telling you, can't wait. Whatever podcast he's on, sign me up for that one too. I'm on that. He's too positive for me.
Yeah.
Like
You know what I mean?
It's like Tim Tebow.
Yeah,
Black Tim
he's
Tebow.
like Black Tebow. That's exactly what he is. Black Tebow. But shouts to him. But yeah, it's just look. Joe Schoen shaved himself, and it was sad to see, Coach Ozempic go. It was sad.
Yeah. Like, I was seeing, like, some people like, I thought this was going to be our coach for the next 10 years after that whole run they had, and then just everything was downhill from there.
Just think about that. He made the playoffs his first year and never got remotely close again. So that's how you know it was a fluke.
Even, like, I remember, this wasn't that long ago, like, I remember watching that playoff game. I went over to my brother's house, and my dad and my brother was like, how are we here? Like, it was just confusing.
Right.
Because it's
like we went from being bad and we in playoffs. Like,
yeah,
how?
like, this is, and then obviously they lost, but like we were like, okay, like
Right.
I don't
Sky's
care,
the
like,
limit. Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we weren't really supposed to even be here. So, and then hope, and then everything's just been downhill.
Well,
and then
fate was right. You wasn't supposed. You wasn't supposed to be here. Football guys say, "Hey, wait a second. Hey, whoa, what happened here? We're gonna have to correct this.
Slipped through the cracks.
Back to reality."
Yep. But
So-
no, like the future's bright. But I said like once neighbors got hurt, I'm like, oh, that's it for me.
Yeah,
Like,
pack it up.
yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna be, you know, and obviously everyone after that is kind of got hurt or whatever issues came about, but
Well, I can tell.
Same.
You know, here's my message to Coach Ozempic. Look, New York chews people up and spits them out. Pause. Place is not for you. You know, maybe you can go to college. You go to college, you'd be very successful in college because there's a lot of idiots that are coaching in college that can be able to get ahead because there's so much talent out there that you can be able to, you know, kind of figure it out and mask your deficiencies down there. But at the big game, at the big level, you're a coordinator, and you will
Canada.
always be a coordinator, and that's just it. Just it. Some people can be able to elevate to head coach. Some people continue to be coordinators. Some people get demoted to ball boy and equipment manager. Like, you are somewhere that falls in there. You can be a coordinator. You can be up in the booth. You can't be on the field. No. You're not one of those guys. You're in the booth.
it's too much reactions. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta keep
You're
some
too
composure.
emotional.
Yeah, like I understand like there's emotional coaches, but not like him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see nobody else getting that.
No
way,
one.
You know.
And the closing advice that I have for Coach Ozempic, don't touch your quarterback like that again. Like, when you get a quarterback that you like, I understand that you might have a rapport and he might have saved your job or whatever it was. Don't touch no quarterback like that again because it was very, very off-putting. That's all I'm saying. Even Jackson Dart was kind of looking at him like, my man, like, how many times you going to hug me on the sidelines? Like, people going to start asking questions like, yo,
What is going on?
yeah, what type of relationship y'all got outside of this? Stop touching me, man.
Putting your fingers through my hair.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? Not even my man Cam Scatterboo does that, and that's my man. Don't do that. Don't touch me like that on national TV. It's creepy.
Very creepy.
I'm telling you, man, like, there was so many fireable offenses in that game that I saw. Like, if I'm the owner, if I'm John Mara, I'm like, hold on. Why is he touching the quarterback like that? Call him up here right now. I'm firing him today. You're not touching my franchise quarterback like that. Don't do that. There's NDAs that people got to sign to get touched like that. What are we doing? Don't do that. Moving on. You know, sometimes the universe gets worked out, you know? I knew he was a bad hire from day one. Took a while. But, you know, only problem is that you got Joe Shane picking your next coach, so.
I saw some
condolences.
good things, so my future's bright.
Oh, you saw some things?
I saw some things.
Yeah?
So we'll see.
She's optimistic.
We'll
see what happens.
We'll see. Okay? Here's a question for you. Are the Broncos legit?
I think they're good. I think they were good last year. I
Their
think they're better
record's
this
good.
year. The times I did see them, like, I don't know, I feel like they always find a way to kind of pull in the win. So
I like Knicks.
You like, okay.
Yeah, I like 'em.
Here's my thing. I am a fan of Bo Nix as well. I don't think that he's having a very good season. I think he's having a sophomore slumpish. But I believe they're 8-2. But here's the problem is that when you look at how they win games, they're not winning decisively. They're winning these ugly games. Bo Nix has these nasty stat lines. There's always been a team every season to accumulate a lot of wins, but they tend to flame out come playoff time. I don't remember what year that was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were like 11-1 at one point, and no one believed that they were a viable Super Bowl contender because of the way they played to get to that 11-1. The Broncos fall into that same category of that they're winning these close games, but no part of that offense makes you feel good outside of the running game. They don't have great receivers on the outside. Cortland Sutton, as good as he is, he's not a guy that's supposed to be a real legit number one. You got other guys there, Franklin, some other, but they're not. They are not guys that can be able to get maximum separation like how other receivers can. The offensive line can block for running, but they don't do a great job with protecting Bo Nix as a passer, as well as he's not seeing the field as good as he should. So he's missing a lot of passes. He's overshooting a lot of guys. He's not recognizing certain reads and certain progressions. So there's a lot of problems that I'm seeing on the Broncos. Yes, they're 8-2, but they're gonna have to try to figure some things out to be able to actually be a viable contender, because I don't think they're better than the Patriots. I don't think that they're better than the Bills. I don't think that they're better than the Chiefs. I don't think that they're better than, even the Ravens. Ravens are on the come up. So you got all of these teams that, are better than them, but yet they have better records than those teams. So even the Chargers, they can't be Chargers. I don't think they can be Chargers.
You get a bunch of penalties too.
Yeah, so it's I'm curious to see how it materializes. Sean Payton is supposed to be the offensive guy, but sometimes when you got crap, you can't make anything out of that. Like, it's just what it is. They need more offensive firepower. They need to probably make some trades, get a number one receiver in there, get some more dynamic weapons on offense, because they just don't have it right now, and they just don't look good as an offense. But they're racking up wins. They're finding ways to pull it out. That is something of merit, right? But can that be sustained long term going into the playoffs? I don't know, because history says no. History says that when you see teams that don't look like necessarily legit contenders when they have a good record, history says that they tend to get exposed come playoff time. So is that going to be their fate? More than likely. But we're going to see what happens, because at the end of the day, I like Bo Nix. I'm okay with Sean Payton. I like the Broncos organization as a whole, but we'll see what happens. Moving on. And you were right about Nimmo. That's crazy. They can't trade Nimmo. They can't do that. Micah Parsons. I'm no longer a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I revel in watching people now come to the table and have discussions, and the same discussions that I was having. How good is Micah Parsons? How good is he really? Because when you go ahead and you look at the statistics, sacks are there, he's an all-pro. But I used to always tell people, especially when he was in Dallas, you got to look at the tape. And you got to see how many plays he takes off. You got to see how many plays that he doesn't finish the play. You got to see how many plays that he literally gets taken out of plays where he's not effective. The second half of seasons, he tends to disappear because it's like he runs out of gas. Fizzles out. So come playoff time, he's nowhere to be seen. You're starting to see those same issues in Green Bay. So if Green Bay went ahead and gave up all of this for a guy that they believe is supposed to be their franchise defensive player, they probably didn't watch the tape close enough. And it's always like that with teams, isn't it? Where you have a player that's good, but they have some glaring flaws. And then another team will come in and say, you know what? We can change him. It's kind of like, your homie dating that girl. And he's like, yo, she's crazy. And your man's like, yeah, I seen what you went through, bro. It's crazy. 4 months pass, your man's like, yo, Yo, remember Shorty that you wouldn't mind if I talked to her. He's like, nah, I don't really care. I said, but yo, you remember?
She crazy.
She crazy. Yeah, I know, son, but yo, me and her went out the other night and it was, yo, we had a vibe, son. It was nice. Cool. But she crazy. Right? So you don't want to listen to the blinking red light that's there, all because you believe you can be able to change things. Mm-hmm. Hubris. That's the thing, is that people tend to think that they can be able to change and revamp things. No, you can't. If you have a character flaw, can't nothing you do change that. And the thing is with Micah Parsons, as great as an athlete he is, there's something missing in here. And I'm not saying he's stupid, but I'm saying that there's clutch players, there's players that come up in big moments, and then there's guys that are just physically gifted that end up not becoming great players because they don't have that extra intangible. He doesn't have it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Even like outside looking in, like I feel like he just doesn't, like, football's not his main thing, and it's
he wants to be a celebrity.
Yeah, like he just wants to be the figure and not like the football player and
give
everything to that.
Like I always put him in the same category as a Myles Garrett and a TJ Watt. What's the difference between Myles Garrett and TJ Watt and Micah Parsons? Those two make plays. Mm-hmm. Those two are clutch players. Doesn't matter what you give them, they're going to find a way to get to that football. Mm-hmm. Micah Parsons, they're holding me. Then he goes to his podcast with, do you look at the tape? I'm getting double teamed. What great player doesn't? If you're a great player and they're playing you single coverage,
not that good.
Maybe not that good. And I'm seeing a lot of tape. I'm seeing him getting single covered and he can't get through. But hey.
And it's easy to game plan against a linebacker. You know
yeah.
Quick slants.
Especially an undersized one.
Yeah. He's
fast. But he is undersized in regards to being big, tall. He's not that tall, right? Yeah. So, you know, I called it. I called this the second, not even the second year. After his rookie season, got to the playoffs, and I seen how he performed in the playoffs, and everybody, oh, it's his first year. I said, no. You have to look at certain things with players. And I always use this comparison. No matter what sport you go into, this always rings true. If you look at a player's first year in the league, then go compare their second year in the league. If there is no significant jump from year 1 to year 2, this is where they're going to stay. But if you see a guy go from here to here, then that means that you understand that he has more to go. Everybody has a floor and a ceiling. Micah Parsons hit his already. He's not going to be any better than what he is right now, which is good. He's going to be able to get you 10, 12, 14 sacks so he can get you through the season, and you look at his numbers in total. Oh my God, he has 13 sacks for it. It's good, right? Good enough to be a Pro Bowl, okay. But when it comes to the playoffs and you as a fan or you as a front office is saying, where's the guy that had 14 sacks? Well, he amassed some of those sacks. Most of those came in the first half of the season. Go ahead and go look at what the second half splits look like. Those are the things you got to look at when you're talking about evaluating a player. Splits are important. Seeing how they jump from year to year is important, because then you'll know what you have in your hand. Because at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, you don't get paid for what you did. You get paid for what they think you're going to do. And if you're somebody that's already hit your ceiling, what are they supposed to give you? If you're already a 2-time Pro Bowler and all pro, okay, cool. That's what you're going to get paid. But after that first contract that we sign you to, and you expect to get another big contract, it ain't happening. Because we already seen what your ceiling is. So, can't say I'm not shocked, but I'm happy that he's in Green Bay. Shouts to Cowboys camp fan. I ain't got to deal with him no more.
Enjoy the cold and the cheese.
Yeah. He probably don't even like cheese. How you in Green Bay don't eat cheese? Huh? That's nasty work.
Or I'm gonna be lactose intolerant.
Right. Oh, I'm lactose. They looking at you crazy. You drink beer? Nah, I don't drink it. So you in Wisconsin, you don't drink beer either? It's crazy. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough road for those Packers because they started off nice, but they don't look too nice right now. Moving on. What do we got? Oh, we're done with football. Let's go ahead and you want to do irrelevant news of the week, or do you want to jump straight into the other stuff?
Do irrelevant news.
Irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch them? I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week we have some interesting stories, Silent Assassin. I'm sure Money's going to enjoy these as well. Let's see. Steph Curry. Did you hear about this? Steph Curry and Under Armour have parted ways, ending their long-standing partnership. Curry's standalone endeavor, Curry brand, will move forward independently. So Steph Curry is a free agent when it comes to his shoes, and I'm just like, it's about time. Because the only people that was buying those bum-ass Under Armours that he had were them little white boys that used to have them shits choked up. I used to see these white boys on the street, right? Had the Currys on and the laces. The laces was so long, and you know that's how you know your sneakers is choked up. Well, you choke them shits to the point where there's like no air coming out of, like, that's how they wore them, right? And they was like a size too big, right? That's the only people I used to see wearing Currys. I see nobody in my demographic wearing no Currys. So who was your fan base? Who was the demographic that you was selling these shoes to? You know what I mean? They was ugly. Yeah. Nobody was buying them.
Nope.
I buy a pair of Starberries before I buy a pair of Currys. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? And Aisha kicking his, I'm gonna leave that alone. It's a good thing that he's out. I don't know if he'll ever go to Nike. He probably won't go there. But maybe he'll have his own shoe. Maybe Curry brand will create their own thing. And he's so big that it might make sense for him to do that. You know what I'm saying? But Under Armour wasn't doing enough for him. Garbage.
Yeah, I feel like Under Armour besides baseball is like not it.
Yeah.
You see like I think Bryce Harper's with Under Armour and whatnot.
Yeah, but it makes sense for him. That's all right.
But nah, like Under Armour shoes.
Garbage. Garbage.
Yeah.
Who else had a pair of Under Armour sneakers that made me laugh? The Rock. Get the hell out of here. You think I'm buying those? Not even the training, I'm not buying those. And then they got the audacity to sell it for over $100. Who's buying that?
Yeah, I don't. That's the part that didn't make sense to me.
Yo!
Like, that's very much too high of a retail
You know what I'm
price
saying?
for Currys.
Now, if I got a kid that wants to play basketball, right? Hey, Dad, I just made the team. Congrats. I know your favorite player is Steph Curry. Let me go ahead and surprise you with a pair of Currys. I don't know what they cost, right? I'm not hip to the shoe game, right? I'm just saying I'm using this scenario. I go to the store and say, all right, let me see how much these Currys cost. Because my son wants to play in these because he wants to be Steph Curry on the court. And I go to the latest Foot Locker. What are those there? Those are Currys? Yeah, $140. For what? What am I? These ain't no J's. How are you charging people this much money for these? These shouldn't be cost. They should cost no more than $65. No more.
That's it.
Yeah, like on like the Marshalls rack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That should be in the clearance aisle
Absolutely.
at Marshalls. Next to the light up shoes. That's what they should be. Next to the light up shoes. You find a pair of Currys. You find one shoe over there, and then you go find the other shoe that's in like a size 7, but it's a 9. You can be able to find that. That's where you're supposed to find those.
Facts.
Ain't nobody buying no Currys out here, man. And it's bad the fact that we got one of the greatest players of all time, got one of the worst shoes. That can't happen. That can't. I wonder if Aisha told him to get that contract. Because it makes sense. You know what I mean?
It does.
And all the damage that she's
It does
all the
make sense.
PR damage that she's done to this man. She said, why don't you go get those? You know what I mean? Further just kicking his back in. We don't like it. We don't like it.
Where would he go next? Because Nike doesn't really fit his aesthetic.
That's what I'm saying. I think he would just create his own shoe because you have a lot of the Asian retailers out there that have, so he can probably be able to make his own shoe.
That's the route he probably would.
Yeah, I think that would make the most sense for him, honestly, because New Balances, no, you don't want that.
You have to go to like Skechers.
No.
Nah, you can't even go to Skechers now. Skechers
No,
not good enough?
you can't go to New Balance to Skechers. You can't just write you off at that point if you go from New Balance to, Under Armour to Skechers. You crazy?
Who has Clint Kershaw has Skechers deal.
You see what you're saying? All baseball players, we don't care about those.
Yeah, no, like no.
We don't care about those.
Nah, I think there's a basketball Skechers shoe.
Who?
I don't know. I think somebody does. Hold on.
Fire him immediately.
I have to find it. Hold up.
Nah, I think out of any big brand, I feel like I see him as like an Adidas person.
Yeah.
Like he fits.
Or
Adidas,
or
right?
even, you know what? Puma. I can see him going to Puma.
Yeah, they're coming.
Or
coming back.
or Reebok does. They're doing a rebrand. I can see him go to Reebok maybe.
They just
They got Angel Reese and who
yeah.
else they got? I think that's it. I think she's the
Yeah.
biggest marquee that they got right now, right?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Nah, Steph
Yeah,
Curry's-
I can see Reebok makes sense for him.
Steph Curry more of a like Saucony.
Yeah. Asics.
Diodora. Yeah.
He'd be the first guy to have an Asics basketball shoe. Yeah.
OG Anunoby has a Skechers deal.
Yeah,
Shout out to OG.
that makes sense. Don't ain't nobody buying that in New York. Ain't nobody buying that. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. It's like for him to have his own brand, I think it would just make sense for them to just generate their own shoe. And listen, that is now big business for him. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to Steph Curry, man. Be able to get out of that Under Armour deal because, man, I felt bad for you for years. I'm like, man, I only see white boys, little white guys. Like, I want to be Steph Curry in these shoes. I never see no other kids. I go to the Nike outlet and they all asking for Currys. We don't sell these here, sir. We don't sell these. You can go online to go buy that.
Shit.
We're not getting that in the store. You can go to Marshalls. You want to go to TJ Maxx? They probably there. Like, we not doing that here. We're not doing that here. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, this is good. Morgan Freeman is taking legal action over AI clones of his voice. That's why I like, damn these AIs. All right, we're tired of it. First off, they make great music. Listen, the AI music out there is amazing, right? But that's where I cut it off at. You know what I mean? Don't go into the acting space. I don't want no robots out here. I don't want none of that because you know what's gonna happen next, right? People have these robots that are cleaning their dishes and washing their clothes and cleaning up the house. You know what's gonna happen next, do you? You guys know, right? That somebody's gonna be home watching this robot and they're gonna say, I wonder if this robot can... People are sick this way.
But technically they already have robots.
They don't have the AI ones.
For those purposes.
They don't have the robots. They have the dolls.
Sound dolls.
Yeah, they don't have the AI yet. That's all I'm saying. Somebody's gonna be like, the AI does have a mouth. Yeah, we don't want that. But it's gonna happen anyway. Stop this. Okay, we want to stop this merging of AI and human we don't want it. Because the thing is with acting, I say it all the time. Acting, writing, producing, all of these things, they have one thing in common. They have a soul. Whoever wrote that screen play, right? Wrote it with passion, from experience, from wherever they drew it from. Songs. Some of the best songs are written and produced through pain and struggle, right? Some of the best scenes that you've seen on screen came from that actor method acting and reaching back into something that happened into their life that they're now portraying into that character. There's a soul in it. AI can't give you that. All the AI does is spit out whatever the internet is giving them. They could be able to just compile things. There's no soul behind it. And we're just getting lazy as a society. It sucks. Is that we're supposed to be able to use these things as a tool to assist, not take over. Mm-hmm. It's just like baseball or basketball. Analytics was not designed to run your front office. It was designed to be a tool to help you gather more information. Not be the information. We need to stop. So for a dude as old as Morgan Freeman is, I respect him because he's like, I don't even know what AI is. That's not me. I don't remember doing this. Get this shit out of here. And whoever made it, I'm suing you too. Yeah. AI. This is good here. Couple plays Mario Kart 64 daily since 2001. These are the type of relationships that I want to be in.
Wait.
All right?
Wait.
So you had a married couple. They play Mario Kart 64, and listen to what they do it for. So they have a playful game all the time, every morning, and they do it so they can be able to figure out who's going to make tea or dinner so they
By just playing a game of
yeah. So that's fly.
Nah,
That's fly.
Okay, I like that.
Common bond, because this is the thing. I'm a gamer. You know what I mean? I grew up in the gaming generation. We grew up with technology. You're not gonna tell me, as a grown-ass man, that I can't play my games. My whole life's been games. It's been a part of me. So when I'm 85 years old in the nursing home, what you think I'll be rocking? 2K. Oh, where daddy at? Yeah, he playing 2K. Memory gonna be sharp as a tack. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like when women come in and be like, oh, wait, you play games too much. You put makeup on too much. How about that? You got how many bags you got? Huh? Don't leave me alone. We don't see, the thing is, what women don't understand is that if a man is inside playing a game, that means he not out there doing nothing nefarious. He in the house. You can see him. You can talk to him. And I've said it again and again and again. If you want to get his attention while he's playing 2K or Madden, just slip it out for a little bit. He'll see it.
That's it.
Put his hand, do something, but don't be upset that he's playing the game. It's a part of who we are. And I'm telling you, there's research and there's science and there's data out there that people who play games are sharper. We can be able to think faster on our feet. Maybe most gamers are liars too. I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Who knows? But we are sharper people.
Good hand-eye coordination.
Hand-eye coordination. They used to tell us as kids, yo, don't play games because it's going to rot your brain. There's no future in playing games. You want to be a bum all day and just sit around and playing games? There's kids out there that are 9 years old that got sponsorships and making $38 million a year playing a game. So you don't tell me that I can be able to sit in my house after working a long day and I just want 50 minutes. 50 minutes. I don't want an hour. 50. I'll give you the other 10. Give me 50. Just let me have that. And this couple says to themselves, yo, we're going to wake up, play a little Mario Kart, I'm going to bust your ass, and you're going to be able to, I can assign all of these duties to you today. This is great. So now I got ammo to be like, damn, I got my ass bust yesterday. I got to make sure I get her back. All right. That's great. That's bonding. That's good. That's all I'm saying. Is that you got to find different ways to bond. Everybody has different relationships, and relationships are not uniform. So for somebody that might look at this and say, oh, this is weird, it's not weird to them. That's their life. So figure out what works for you. And I am a gamer. So Jasmine, if you're listening, Just when I see me playing the game,
Just go invest in the N64.
yeah. You know what I mean? Say, hey, what are you playing? WWE 2K? Let me make my character too. That's it. And we play together. So, moving on. That couple's going to stay together for 100 years. Love it. I love it. And then when one dies, he's still going to be playing that game. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Still going to be playing that game. Because it's going to be a way that they're going to remember that person, right? Is that I'm going to still play this game to honor my partner. I miss her. I miss him every day. I'm still going to play. So, salutes to them. That's good. Moving on. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. Apple introduces the iPhone Pocket, a pouch available. You want to know how much these things cost? Apple, this is why I will never get into the Apple game in regards to a phone. Let me stay with my Android because Apple is a scam. It is a scam. I have never seen no shit like this in my life. They are selling these pocket pouches. You should see how they look. Mm-hmm. Awful. Mm-hmm. $150 and $230 to have a knit bag and put the phone in there. Uh-huh. So why would you need the knit bag to put the phone in there if I got a pocket?
You got pocket, got purse, got backpack,
Yeah,
got everything.
Up. This is the first time I'm hearing this. I have to look this up.
I'm going to send it to y'all right now. Hold on. I got you.
I saw, because they had come out with one of the iPods back 15 years ago, and I think for the iPod Nano, like a sock.
Yeah.
It was like a cover, you put the iPod in there and hold the sock around, and it didn't last very long. So I don't even know why they brought back a similar idea.
But what is
it's gonna work?
Because maybe they said that, like, it didn't work last time. Let's go ahead and reintroduce it now because we got these dummies out here. They won't remember. Uh-huh. Somebody's gonna buy this, and somebody's gonna think that they fly. Like, if you rich and you want to be and they telling you to be an influencer to sell people on this garbage, I understand that. But if you're the person that works at CVS and you're gonna go ahead and spend half your check on this thing here, you're an idiot.
Wait, I'm sorry. So, basically, something that my grandmother could have made.
Yes. And she would have probably made it better because you would have put the designs in it.
That's wild. My name would have been on here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she'd have freaked it. Whatever you wanted on there. You want a Lakers logo? I put that on there for you.
This is
you know what I mean? Look what they selling you for $300.
$300 is wild though.
It's like, because it's just an overpriced bag that can only hold your phone.
That is a bag, I swear to God, somebody in that focus group in Apple, they found it on Temu and they just mass produced it. Mm-hmm. That's all they did. That is a Temu design.
Yeah. You could only
Alibaba.
You can only carry it on your forearm. It don't even look like over shoulder or any type of thing. Just fling around.
Yo,
I'm
telling you, we live in idiocracy.
Mind you, in Europe, right? Like they have pickpockets on the train, in Paris and stuff. This phone is gone.
Gone.
In a matter of minutes.
Matter of fact, not only the phone is gone, but the bag is gone too.
Yeah.
Bag is gone.
Crazy, yo. This is wild. Yeah, wow. I'm about to start I'm making one.
I'm telling you, do it. Do it. Listen, here's the thing that I've realized about what's happening in our society. If you are somebody who comes from the old way of living, like me, I'm the bridge generation, right? Anybody who's born in the late 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, we are the bridge generation, which means that we understand how the old world worked. Our brains, how we look at things and say, nah, that's too stupid. Ain't nobody gonna buy that. That's how we think, right? Because we always trying to figure out what is the cool thing that we can be able to create because we need to make sure that it's cool and people are gonna rock with it. That doesn't apply anymore. You can put out whatever stupidness you want because in this generation, somebody's going to say it's cool. That's the thing. I've seen more stupid things get created in the last 10 years. I never even thought possible. And people are making millions of dollars over these things. because we have devolved as a society. We're stupider. So we will accept garbage. Literally. I seen Kanye West dressed in a grocery bag and go to a fashion show and people say, it's great.
I was about to say, it's just like the sneaker game, because literally sneakers that I've seen come out that normally like no one would wear, no one would go for.
Yeah.
Colors that no one would absolutely
People
want.
rocking.
The minute like a celebrity or influencer wears it and he puts it on like social media,
Yeah.
now everybody wants it. Now
That's
price
it.
up.
That's it. Listen, the movie Idiocracy, right? They created Crocs in the movie as a joke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Just because they said that people got so lazy that they didn't want laces anymore. So they just wanted to slip their feet into shoes and didn't matter how it looked. We took that and it's $1 billion company now. Just think, listen, we are dumb. We're dumb people. So somebody who puts this out, again, for my generation, I see it as stupid. Not for this generation. They go back, oh, that's pretty cool, man. You know, I need this bag. Well, mind you, you already have a bag. So you need another bag to put the phone in, not realizing that you have a pocket. Or your bag actually has a phone pocket.
Nah, I need an Apple pocket.
I need an Apple pocket because it's Apple.
Dummy. Yeah.
That was my TED Talk. Moving on. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, this is it. Yeah. Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 3 is reportedly titled Shadows of Wakanda. I'm very excited about this. And the reason why I'm excited about this is because who they have possibly playing Black Panther. You know who it is?
Is there a comeback person?
No.
No, okay, then I don't
Somebody who's not in the Marvel universe at all.
know. Okay.
I heard it was Denzel.
Not Denzel. But he might be in it, but I don't think he's the actual
Will
Panther.
Smith.
No.
Not Will Smith.
No.
Your doppelganger?
Who's my Oh, no. I wish it was him, though. Damson Idris.
I was thinking,
Okay,
the little
that's dope.
vibe.
My man from Snowfall.
Yeah.
I like it. And you know what's gonna happen once he gets that lead role? Lori Harvey gonna come back. Lori Harvey gonna say, "You up, big head? What's up?" Because he's gonna have that Marvel money. He gonna get that Marvel money now. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be good. I think. Listen. I want to see the storyline. Obviously, you got to see how it plays out. But if he's gonna be the feature guy, I'm curious to see how they go with that and what story they tell. Because with Ryan Coogler behind it, I trust it. I trust it. You know, although the first Black Panther, he did that. It's good. It's not great, but it's good. But I'm still excited. So, yeah.
Should be fun. I won't watch.
Should be
but
fun.
okay.
I
It's not my
am
thing.
very, very tapped in. I like Damson Idris. I do like him a lot.
His family member just got passed away or injured in a stabbing. Something like that.
Really?
Like a young,
Oh,
young
man.
kid or something like that.
Salutes to him. That's crazy. Let's see. Last one. Did you hear about this? Is a giant hole that's in the sun? Yeah, giant hole 35 times the size of Earth opened on the sun. This was 3 days ago. You know what? We talk about this all the time. We're just waiting for aliens to come here at this point. Because things are going on in the universe. You know, we got this meteor thing that's supposed to come here. People think that it's a spaceship. You know,
He's been tracking it for a long
Yeah.
time now, and he's like, it's getting closer. It's getting
Uh-huh.
closer. So it could be
keep
here any
getting
day.
closer, and people, hey. And we had the other report that said that, oh, you know, something's gonna happen to the Earth very soon, and the oxygen is gonna go away. But you guys don't have to worry about that. It's not gonna be for billions of years. Why tell us? Right? What are you telling us for if we're not gonna be able to see it? So all of these things are starting to happen, which makes me believe that something's going on. They just don't want to scare the public. Because if you tell people right now, look, I ain't gonna hold you. Look, I just want to be honest, right? If I'm the president, I want to be transparent with the American people. We've been talking to these motherfuckers for about 5 years now. And they've been telling us if we continue to do these things that we're doing, they're going to have to come spin the block. Now, we don't want to listen to them because we want to continue to make money and hand over and just, earn as much as we want. So we're just going to be honest with you guys. We just want to make as much money as possible. We will figure out the alien thing when it happens. But I'm just telling you, they've been calling us a lot. And they've been telling us to stop. And we're just not stopping. So just like
this is America.
Yeah, you say that because America can be like, we got the greatest military in the world. We got warheads that can be able to destroy countries.
Don't negotiate.
Right.
With
We ain't worried about no aliens. That's the type of shit that we would do. Right? We're not worried about them. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we say that, there's gonna be mass panic in the streets. You're not going to have a government anymore. You think people care about money at that point? When they say, oh, aliens are coming here? Okay, cool. I ain't got to work no more. For what? What am I working for? So again, they putting out these little tidbits here. Hey, oxygen running out. Hey, there's a big-ass meteor that we've been tracking. We don't know what it is. Hey, there's a big-ass hole in the sun. But don't worry about it. It's fine.
Everything's okay.
Yeah. I've seen movies like this already, okay? I told you. The next thing that we're going to have is Armageddon. You're going to have Bruce Willis. Poor Bruce Willis can't do it no more. So you got to find somebody else, go on a spaceship, have Aerosmith play the song, go up there and go deal with something. That's it.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith. Will Smith was the last dude that kicked some alien ass, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
I think he was the last one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy. Did you see that movie? It has nothing to do with aliens, but it's on Netflix. It's called The House of Dynamite. So it's about the government, president, and there was some nuclear strike that happened. They don't know where it came from. They don't know what enemy launched this nuclear bomb, but it's heading to Washington, it's heading to Chicago, and all these other places. And they are now in panic because they have this system that can be able to intercept a nuclear bomb. Problem is that it's literally hitting a bullet with a bullet. So it has to strike the warhead right on the tip of it to be able to disarm it. But just think about doing this with your finger and see how many times you can be able to actually hit the tip of your finger with your other finger. The percentages are very, very low.
Odds are not in your favor.
Yeah, it's about 25% of the time you probably do it because trust me, I've tried. I sat there over 100 times. I was like, this is impossible. It is. Even if you try to do it, it's impossible. So just think about that. So they tried that, and everybody's in the war room like, did you do it? Did it hit? And the guy's like, no, sir. Oh, we missed. Mass panic. And then the movie ends. I was so upset that I wasted like 2 hours. But it just makes me think that we have weapons like that, that they think that they can be able to just stop things. No. Doesn't work. Just stop doing nonsense. Stop doing all of this environmental garbage that's putting holes in our atmosphere. That's what's happening. So, yeah, it doesn't shock me. It won't shock me either if somebody says, yeah, we've actually got sucked into some other dimension 6 years ago. That would make sense for all the shit that's happening. Yeah, it makes sense. We're in a different timeline. Yeah.
That would be dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I want to see my variant.
I wouldn't want to meet my variant. I think my variant would be an asshole. Like, not in a bad way, because I'm the asshole now. Like, I think that he would be too much of, like, he'd be too Jameis Winston. Like, too happy. always being too positive, I'm gonna look at you like, yo, nobody's like that. Like my mother used to tell me, anybody that smiles too much is a wicked person. She used to tell me that. She's like, yo, don't trust anybody that every time you see them, they smile. Because there's something dark behind that smile. And she's right.
Yeah.
When I think about that, yo, anybody that I know that smiles all the time, they're terrible people. Terrible people. Tell you. So I think that my other version is like that. Like smiles too much. Everything's all right. It's fine. It's lies. And then he goes home and screams. Like, punches the yeah. Me, I let it out now. I'm frightened. Whatever you see is what I am. You know what I mean? That guy, liar. Piece of garbage. I'm telling you. So I wouldn't want to meet him. Wouldn't like him. That is my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch
I am
this?
crazy.
I mean,
I am. When people watch this show, they say like you're a crazy person. I'm not, but these are things that people think about. I just say it. That's all I'm saying. You know how many people have hit me up, Solid Assassin, money, and tell me thank you for saying what you said about Woody Johnson. I've been feeling like this as a Jets fan for 50 years. I know he hasn't owned the team in 50 years, but it's like it feels like it. I've been wanting to let this frustration out for so long. Well, thank you.
You're the voice of the people.
Yeah. The voice of the voiceless. I am. Because I don't care. Listen, my mama told me don't care. Some of her last words to me was, Jay, you're good at what you do. But I think you're trying to be a little bit too buttoned up. Because I was trying to do the radio thing when I first started. And I was just too buttoned up. Didn't even curse on my show. And she was just like, you curse at me since you were 7 years old. Why would you change now? Yeah, you're right. So, moving on. Here's the thing. Nico Harrison. This could have been the A-block story, but no. I want to take time to dissect this. Nico Harrison gets fired from the Dallas Mavericks, and the world is celebrating. I've never seen a universal reaction from somebody getting fired like Nico Harrison. He is going to go down as the dumbest GM ever. Joe Shane is looking at him like, yo, Nico Harrison is an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, that's how bad he is. He orchestrated the worst trade in NBA history. He convinced the new owner that knows nothing about basketball, yo, we got to trade Luka. Because the owner doesn't really know, he's trusting his GM. All right. If you think that it's going to be able to make us better, sure. So you trade your 26-year-old star for a 31-year-old guy that he has some injury concerns.
Fragile.
They both do.
Very fragile. Very fragile.
But why would you trade 26 for 30? I just don't understand it. Even if you don't like him, find something else. Find another trade. Go call Milwaukee. Would you take Luka for Giannis? Why would you go that way and then convince the owner and say, we're in championship mode. We can win now. Okay, so if you tell an owner that you can win the championship now, what owner's not going to tell you okay? Especially if they don't know. Mm-hmm. So you convince them to do that, to sign off on this trade, and now we're here. Now Luka done lost weight. He's on the cover of Men's Health. You got AD looking like Zion. Achilles on backwards, can't walk. And what's crazy is that poor AD, and I feel bad for him because he's just the innocent bystander and the casualty in this situation. Like, he gets hurt, And there's reports out there that said that Nico was trying to rush him back to the court for optical reasons. Because it's like, yo, I need you to play because if you don't play, it's going to make me look bad because the guy that I traded our franchise for is not available. They're going to kill me if you don't play. So poor AD was like, all right, say less. I got you. And his calf injury ended up getting worse to be able to have a Achilles problem. And you don't want that situation because that shit is all connected. So when you start to have calf issues and then it starts to go all the way down that line, you need to chill because the next thing is going to happen is that it's going to pop.
Especially for a player of his size.
Correct. And he's knock-kneed. So you know that don't... that doesn't make matters any better.
Not a good combination.
You know what I mean? You ever see somebody knock-knee? They look weird as hell. Weird as hell. So yeah, that's the situation. So he gets fired. The Dallas Maverick fans are excited. They're partying in the streets. They had a party in front of the arena. And now they want Luka back. Let me tell you something. As a Laker fan, right? Y'all motherfuckers ain't getting nothing back, okay? We don't want him. If you want to send us Kyrie, we'll trade you something else, but you ain't getting Luka.
They give you Marcus Smart.
Right. You get Marcus Smart, you can get Gabe Vincent. You ain't getting Luka back. He's happy where he's at. Man lost weight. He looked good. You know what I mean? He's enjoying the LA sun. His wife loves it out here. She cooking meals for him now. She wasn't cooking no meals in Dallas. She's happy. So we not giving him back. That's one thing. The second part of this is who's back in charge? Who's back in charge in regards to basketball decisions? The guy that sold the team and sold most of his stock and lost all the basketball responsibilities. Mark Cuban is back making decisions, and he should have never been removed from that spot because the person that led that team and was the spearhead of their only championship was Mark Cuban. He's a crazy man, but hey, what he did worked, so leave him alone. He's back in the helm, back making decisions, and the fire sale will commence. Klay Thompson, he's already retired because I tell people all the time, the reason why he can't shoot is because Meg Thee Stallion got his legs all messed up. When you over there and you got that type of yam situation going home every day, you think you're going to have legs to shoot in a basketball game? They tell you all the time, right? They say, and this was like something that I didn't even realize was real until it happened to me. Don't have extracurricular activities before practice or before a game. Me as a kid growing up, it's a fucking myth. Not a myth.
Definitely not.
Had yams at 9 a.m., practice was at 12 p.m. Had no legs. Everything was front rim or air ball. Looking like Ja Morant out there. You know why? Because there's no legs. This is what you use to shoot. And if you ain't got no juice in these things because somebody sapped it from you, hey, I don't know what to tell you. And that's what Klay Thompson looks like. The man can't shoot anymore. And do you think he cares? No. It's the same reason why I didn't say it on this show. I said it to my man, and he was like, you're crazy. The reason why you think Josh Allen cares about the Bills having a bad game? When Haley Steinfeld says, hey, you're all right. I'll take care of you. You'll be all right. He doesn't care.
Fuck football.
Who cares about football at this point? Klay Thompson is the same thing. So he has to figure it out. So maybe getting him out of Dallas, because that's what Meg is, getting him somewhere else so he can be able to have that separation. He can focus on basketball again. Get him out of there. We don't want him in LA, but get him out of there. All right?
Send him to Toronto.
Send him somewhere. Send him somewhere. Kyrie. I think Kyrie is going to be one that is going to be tough for them to move. He's coming off of the Achilles injury. And we don't know if they have to see him first. They got to see if he's healthy and how he comes back and playing and all that other stuff. Was it Achilles or ACL?
I think it was an ACL.
ACL, right? So they got to see how he comes back. But I think that going forward, it would be beneficial for them to trade him just because if Dallas is smart, you have Cooper Flag, you have some other young pieces there. I think that it would be better that they have their own draft pick, right? They got the rights to their own draft pick. Trade off these assets and just start fresh. Trade AD, trade Clay, trade Kyrie, trade Daniel Gafford, trade PJ Watt, trade all of these guys off and just start clean because at the end of the day, it's Dallas. Dallas doesn't have championship aspirations. They never really had championship aspirations. They're not looked at as a championship franchise. So if you have Cooper Flag in place, take the pressure off this kid and just blow it up. Do what they did, just like how they did in Detroit. You see what's going on in Detroit right now. Cade Cunningham is the man. Why? Because they tore it down and they built around him.
Yeah.
Do the same thing with Cooper Flag. Do the same thing with these young guys. Develop these young guys and build it slowly because there is no pressure. But when you have a Kyrie, when you have a Clay, when you have an Anthony Davis, when you have some veterans on this team that they expect to win, they expect to be viable. If they're going to be on this team, they want other additional pieces that are going to help them to win. And if you can't provide those pieces, then you're going to have players that are going to be very disgruntled going forward. It's best to just let them go. I know AD just got here, but you can send his ass off somewhere too. Mars, wherever you want to send him, but send him somewhere because Dallas ain't it right now. And they're not going to be it for a while, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with tearing it down. But they have to make that decision quickly. So if they could be able to make that decision within the next 2 months, they need to start doing that because the future is now with Cooper Flag. There's other good draft players in the draft right now that if they tear it down and they continue to be bad, they can be able to speed this thing up a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? But having these old ass motherfuckers on the team, it ain't gonna help. And when you got AD's Achilles, it's on fire right now. You might as well get him out of there, right? Klay Thompson needs his jello every day because he ain't focused on he not focused on basketball right now. How can you? Huh? How can you?
He's got an Amazon at home.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. You know the sad part? And I'll make this last joke before I go on. There's a reason why Travis Kelce is so focused on basketball on football because, you know, he don't got those type of yams at home. He got a billionaire, but come on now. It's like a what, you know. Moving on. I'm not who you got? Clippers. Silence has to try to keep it together. I always try to make her laugh. Clippers. Oh, boy. You know, I try not to be mean about the Clippers. But they do it to themselves. They do it to themselves. They really do. Like, you got Steve Ballmer out there. He's getting sued by 11 people from the from the Aspire group. And you're trying to tell me that he ain't know? Liar. Right? So I can't wait for that scandal to come down because I'm throwing a Clippers party. It's not going to be like a regular Thursday pod. No. It's going to be an emergency pod. So wherever you are, Silent Assassin, you have to stop what you're doing and come here. That's what's going to happen. I don't care. I'll call whoever I got to call. She got to be here because of Clippers time, right? Party's going to happen. Now, you have that, right? You have Kawhi Leonard and Uncle Dennis robbing the Clippers blind, right? You have who else was here? You had Paul George that was here stealing money, right? He left, and went to the Philadelphia 76ers, right? Stealing money over there now, right? You have who else? You have Ty Lue. I like Ty Lue. He's the innocent bystander in this because he's just a coach, right? You have Brook Lopez, who took his old ass and signed over there, right? You have Ivica Zubac that's over there. Cool. You have Bradley Beal, who, listen to this here. Bradley Beal once signed a $251 million deal with the Washington Wizards, right? He's missed 66% of the games since he signed that contract. The man has made $176 million from missed games. You talk about criminal, right? The man is out for the season now with a hip injury, right? Where do you think he's at? He was on the Clippers. Now, here's the thing. I always talk about the Clippers in a negative light. I always say that they belong in the basement with the dehumidifiers and the space heaters. That's where they belong. They have their own arena now, good riddance. They're no longer squatters in Staples, or if you want to call it crypto, whatever it is. Cool, right? I am going to be sympathetic to the Clippers today. I am. I feel bad for the Clippers. You hear that, money? For the first time in my life, I feel bad for the Clippers. You know why? Kawhi Leonard is also out, right? They look terrible. Team is old. But there's somebody that came here in the offseason. And I told people, if you sign him, something bad is going to happen to your team. Because it happens all the time. Wemby is having a renaissance, right? The man is literally redefining what a basketball player looks like, right? The man is hitting game winners in Chicago. He's doing dribble step backs at 7'8",
Facts.
right? Looking crazy out there. He reminds me of a creative player we used to create back in the day in live. We used to make him like 7'10", right? Buck everything on 99. That's what we used to do.
Like a European Yao Ming.
Just cheat, right? That's what he is. But you do remember last season, the man was having a great season. Didn't he win Defensive Player of the Year? He did, right? But before that happened, what happened? He did go down with some blood clot, right? He was out the rest of the season. Can you tell me who was on that team with him last year? Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. But there's a trend here. There was also a guy that got traded to Phoenix a couple of years back. He's now in Houston doing his thing, looks spry and healthy, right? But he did get traded to Phoenix, tripped on air, and was out 6 to 8 weeks. I saw it. Can't nobody tell me what I didn't see. That's like the Berenstein Bears. Don't tell me that it was always spelled like that. I seen it. I saw it change. All right? I seen the man trip on air and was out 6 to 8 weeks. All of this has happened within the last 5 seasons. And the person that I'm talking about is Black Cat Chris Paul.
The Black Cat
I keep
himself.
telling people that when you have him on your roster, things happen. All of a sudden, Bradley Beal got a hip injury, out for the year. He's not even out until April. Out for the season, right? Steve Ballmer getting sued by 11 aspiration employees. Kawhi Leonard, crook, he's out. Brook Lopez look old as hell. Man was balling last year, look old today. Why is that? I keep trying to tell people, Chris Paul is a jinx. As great as he is, he's a Hall of Fame point guard. He's going to go down as one of the 3, 4, 5 best point guards that ever played this game. But you don't want him on your team. You just want to talk about him in reverence. Yeah, he's great. You don't want him on your franchise. Look at the Clippers. Look at them. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. It's crazy. So that's my whole thing. for me, I feel bad for the Clippers. I do. Because they should have saw this coming. You tell him no, okay? We don't want you. He wanted to go to the Lakers. And you know what the Lakers told him? No. LeBron James and Chris Paul are good friends. They're great friends. And even LeBron said, we don't want you over here. I'm 40. There's no way you're going to have me on the mend. It's bad enough I got sciatica. You want me to have a back problem too? Nah. Not happening. So I feel bad for the Clippers. You hate to see it. But at the same time, you love to see it. Moving on. I always got to find a way to put Black Cat Chris Paul in there. But it's true. Silence has it. Listen, I understand that I live in this world of superstition and myth. But I've laid these things out to you over the years since you've known me. I haven't been wrong yet on Chris Paul. That's all I'm saying.
Even like this conversation we had last season where he had signed
with the Spurs.
And then you're like, watch out Wemby.
Yep.
Couple weeks later, whatever it was, he's out for the season.
That's it.
Yeah.
And look at the man now.
Yeah.
Not a blood clot in sight.
It just like if you look back at the history of it all, it's just everything he touches turns to dirt.
You know what it is? I got a new name for him now. Black Cat is retired, just like how he needs to be. Stranger Things Paul is gonna be his new name. He's the upside down. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Just like everything is like so good, and then you flip it upside down.
Yes.
With him, it's just like all disgusting.
Absolutely.
Just trash.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal woke up like, what's happening? I thought I was in the facility. Where is this? Hello? Where's Bradley? We haven't seen him in weeks. He come back and got a hip injury. Trying to get out of the upside down. He got the hip injury trying to get out of the upside down. I'm on it. Moving on. Russell Westbrook is having a renaissance season. And what I mean by renaissance season, I mean that the guy is putting up pretty decent statistics for a man that I believe his birthday was just recently. He's averaging in 12 games. I want to see his stat line, actually. 12 games, he's averaging 14.5 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He started 6 games, shooting 44%, shooting 39% from 3, 75% from the line. So Russell Westbrook is, he can still put up impressive numbers. He's been in the league 18 years, just turned 37. I've been highly critical of Russell Westbrook over his career. And the thing with me is that I look at his game and it doesn't equate to winning. Triple doubles and all that other stuff. But the passion, the drive, the leaves it all on the floor, all of those things are like commendable. And I gotta be honest, man, like somebody brought up that he might be, he's in the conversation of like greatest point guard ever. And I had to take a step back and I'm just like, if you look at the statistics, he's probably going to score more points than any point guard out there in history. He's up there. Assist-wise, he's up there. He's going to be somewhere in the top 10. Turnovers are not great. But when you're talking about maybe the best athlete at the point guard position, I think he wins that hands down. The greatest athlete to ever play the position, I will give it to Russell Westbrook. Absolutely. Because at his apex, at his height of his powers, Russell Westbrook was a dominant force because it's a guy that at his size is 6'3", great rebounder, great energy, great hustle, never backed down, and just had the physical ability to be able to just blow by you and just destroy the rim. That was his game. You know, early on in his career, he had developed a very serviceable mid-range jump shot. That kind of went away as he got older, but over the last 2 seasons, you know, in Denver and now, you know, obviously it's a 12-game sample size. It's not that big of a sample size, but for him to be shooting close to 40% and taking over 5 threes a game, you know, that's pretty impressive for a guy that's never been looked at as a very good shooter in his career. So if you're just talking on the numbers, we're not talking about playoff accolades and what he's done in the playoffs, but regular season numbers, yeah, you definitely have to have him in some type of conversation. I'm not saying that he's the greatest point guard ever. I would never say that. Magic Johnson still holds that record to me, and I don't think anybody will have that over Magic Johnson. But Russell Westbrook definitely does have a seat at the table in regards to a conversation when you're looking at the numbers, because we can't talk about LeBron and call him, you know, arguably some people say that he's the greatest or he's 2 or whatever it is, but there's a numbers game that's there. LeBron is going to set every record, and, you know, these things may not ever be set again, and those things are important. So these numbers that Russell Westbrook is also accumulating, they're also important. The longevity that he's had in his career, super important, because I'd never thought that Russell Westbrook coming in at 19 would have an 18-year career where he's still playing at age 37 and still putting up pretty decent numbers. That is an achievement in itself. So, you know, I've been highly critical of Russ throughout his entire career, but I got to salute him to be able to still be viable. And I did say that Sacramento was the perfect place for him, just because they're a team that's not a championship team. They're not a team that's looking to be a contender. So you can be able to have a Russell Westbrook come in there, sell tickets, do his thing, not be bogged down with any expectations. They're just out there hooping. Yeah, that's a perfect situation for him. If he signs back there, great. But if he does continue to want to play and go somewhere else after the season, he's going to have to find another situation that is just like this. So the tour can continue, but we gotta stop talking about him in a winning aspect. It's about, yeah, him winning as a competitor and continuing his career, but that's where it ends. You know, he's a great athlete, but that's where I'm gonna leave it. Like, he's probably one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete to ever play the point guard position. So salutes to Russ for being able to continue to do what he loves. Moving on. Sebastian Telfair. Everybody's talking about this, and he's put out, I don't even know if it's he, but, you know, whatever group it is, put out a documentary. It's a 2-part. I don't know if I think they're going to have another part, but the first episode was 5 minutes long. Second episode was a little over 7 minutes, and it's Sebastian Telfair before he had to turn himself in and do a 6-month bid that he's currently doing right now. Should be out in early January. He's back at home in the P's in Coney Island after, you know, blowing through his money. He made over $20 million in his 10-year career. Normally, you know, I have some jokes and try to make light of things, but it truly made me sad because for a guy that is a New York product, like being a New York product, going to a New York school, being the number 1 rated high schooler in New York City, being able to then bypass college to be able to go straight to the NBA. He did that. And he was a 10-year veteran. Wasn't a star, but for you to stay in the league for 10 years, that's pretty impressive for a guy that chose to come out of high school. Sebastian Telfair has made some mistakes in his life. He had the gun charge that put him in some big trouble. And during that time, he said he was going through a divorce and all this other stuff and didn't have access to his pension money or whatever it was for the NBA. And because he was dealing with the Fed charge, now I think his NBA account got frozen and he didn't have access to nothing, didn't have any bread. His mom had to help him out. And Terrence Williams, who was his man, convinced him to be able to let him help. Terrence Williams was able to get back into his account, and they labeled that fraud. It's his money. He didn't take anybody's money according to him. He just tried to get access to his own bread. So to see him back in the P's again, just seeing how he's living, he has babies. It's just really, really disheartening. And look, it's not one of those things where he's super sad about it. You got to make the best out of your situation, but it just goes to show you that, certain decisions that you make in your life, man, you can be able to be right back to square one if you're not careful. This is a guy that, again, made several millions of dollars in his career. You would have thought that he would be set up for life. Would have probably invested somewhere to be able to have that money just gaining interest. No. But it's a tale that we hear and see depending on who you are and what your life experiences are all the time. A guy like Sebastian grew up in New York City playing ball. I'm sure he had dudes that was in the neighborhood taking care of him. So for him, when he gets to the league, he feels obligated to have to, reciprocate that and take care of people. You got family members that are coming to you for assistance, need to pay their mortgage or pay their rent or whatever it is. Now you're gonna go ahead and instead of giving them 1 month, now you paying it off. You paying their rent now, and that's one person turns into 5. And now you're juggling all of these things. Your AAU coach that helped you out to get you some money or get you a look. Now you got to give him something. Now you got to set up your mom. Like all of these things you have to go ahead and do. You look and see how much money you have left, and you don't have any money left. You don't have a rainy day fund because you've given everybody everything that you have because you feel the need to have to give that back. That door closed, right, Money? Yeah. So you feel the need to have to give that back. And to see Sebastian be right back to where he was, man, it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart for him to have his, kids have to grow up like that or whatever it is. Look, I'm not passing judgment on nobody that grow up in the sticks, grow up in the P's. But for a guy that got out, that has to come back, that should never happen. There should always be something that prevents that from happening in your brain. And these are the things that make me sad because there's no guidance or no advice or no restrictor place that are out there for certain people when they get to a certain level. they might be there, but because you're in a mindset that now you don't want to listen, or you think that the money is never going to run out, that's a problem. And I don't want a guy like Sebastian Telfair to be the bad example of what not to do. I'm hoping that he can be able to figure out a way to turn this around and make something of a bad situation, whether it's he's now going to be a motivational speaker, he's now going to do something. Hey, everybody got a podcast now. You're a basketball player. Go ahead and try to see and make your way there. I don't know what it is, but I just don't want to see this be the end for him. Like, just watching him doesn't even look like him.
Facts.
Like, I remember what he looked like. And obviously, everybody's a lot older now. But, you know, he just looks like a shell of himself. He doesn't look like him. And I just want to make sure that I hope that when he does get out, there's something positive that's set up for him to be able to continue to help support his family and all this other stuff. Because making X amount of dollars in the NBA and now coming back to nothing it's one of the saddest stories I've ever heard. It really is.
It's a big reality check. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, you're back to your reality pre-money.
Yeah.
You know, and then to have your kids there too, it's like, I was doing this to make the situation better for everyone that I'm now seeing every day. You know what I'm saying? Back in the same space. And it's
It's
like
crazy.
And I was thinking about it, like, do we kind of put blame on the NBA in some ways for that? Because having a kid come out of high school, come into the NBA, there should be, you would think that there would be like things set up for him to where he would get some type of counseling or, you know what I'm saying, money management when he first comes into the NBA. Like, because you don't really see those things happening to newer athletes. Those are like, those things happen to athletes that came out in like, you know what I'm saying, 90s, 2000s, things of that nature. Like, the newer athletes kind of have more of a better money management. I don't know if it's from agencies like they're being managed by, or it's just the NBA putting things into place because of things that happen to people like Bass.
That's a great question. I don't know if it's the NBA's responsibility to have those programs in place. I think that you're looking at it from the NBA standpoint. Think about it, right? They are a business. So they are employing 19-year-olds to be able to earn a certain amount of money. You're now in the 1% of earners in this country. It is your responsibility to be able to figure it out. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But yes, I believe that there has to be something in place, whether it's, you know, the NFL the NBA PA, to have certain things and certain programs that players can be able to join and understand how to be able to be financially literate. But at the same time, too, those programs might be there, right, Money?
Maybe, yeah.
But it all depends on if you want to
Actually,
to take that.
Yeah, because like,
Right?
for instance, right, in the NFL, when like during the NFL like combine for the rookies and stuff, they have like what is it, like lectures?
Yeah, symposium.
Symposiums for like money management. You know what I'm saying, how to understand like stock, like the stock market and things of that nature. But you don't hear about that in the NBA.
I think they have the same thing, honestly. I think they have the same programs that are set up for these players. But at the same time, I just think that some players just believe that the money's never going to run out. That's the biggest problem, is that when you employ these kids, and they are kids, they never think that they're going to be on the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
And the difference now than when Sebastian was 18, 19, there's no NIL.
That's true too. Yeah.
So you got these kids now that are used to having money. They already have their financial advisors. They have their accountants that already have their things set up. So when they get to the next level, it's just a next level of money. Yeah. But they always have had money since they've been an athlete. Yeah. So that's the way to control it, because they've been able to. You think about how it is when we was growing up. You couldn't take any type of money. There was no deals that you can take. You had to be a broke student athlete, and then you expect these broke student athletes to go from having no money one day to being millionaires overnight. How am I supposed to handle that? Right? As an 18-year-old, you're trying to tell me that the $1.5 million that I might have made as a rookie, I'm never always going to have that? Of course I'm going to always have that. Because I'm going to be in the NBA for 20 years. Right? So if I'm in the NBA 20 years and I'm making $2 million a year minimum, do the math. I'm walking out of here with at least 40. That's how people are thinking, because they never think that the money is going to run out. Yeah. Not realizing that life happens. You get hurt. Your game doesn't produce at that level. Teams don't want you. They're not giving you a shot. You're flushed out of the league in 5 years. What did you do in those 5 years with the money that you earned? You didn't save it because you never thought that you would be there in 5 years. You thought you'd still be playing. So again, there's so many different problems to this story, because it's not just his story. It's a story for many other people, that you get to a certain level, and whether through your own ego, your own mistakes, you go ahead and you jeopardize and you lose it all. Right? Who put the gun in his hand? Nobody did that. But why did you feel that you needed to have that?
I mean, it's Coney Island.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's, but again, when you've elevated to a certain point, it should never have to come to that point where you need to now strap up to go back home. But some people have those environments. But why put yourself in that environment? So these are the decisions that you make that can cost you everything. You know what I mean? I don't blame them for doing it, because it's about survival. I get it. But you make the decisions. The choices that you make sometimes have stark ramifications. And he's an example of that. And it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not one of those things, oh, you live it, you gotta sleep in the bed that you made. Nah. I understand the bed that you made. I get why you did it. But at the end of the day, I still can be able to sympathize and empathize with you. Because I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish you still growing up or still living in the same roach apartment that you might have grew up in. You sat in that apartment as a kid thinking of how to get out of this apartment to be able to make sure that your mom has better. I want to play in the NBA because I want better for myself. Not be back here. So.
Hope y'all had Bass be on soon. Maybe you could pull like one of them, like the knucklehead moves, you know what I'm saying? Become like a Quentin Richardson, you know what I'm saying, Darius Miles, because they damn.
That's what I'm saying. Too, like there is always the resurgence story, that there's something out there for him. Just gotta figure it out. Yeah. You know, he's when you hear him talk, he's a guy that's very articulate. He can be able to speak. There's something out there for him. He just got to figure it out. Like I said, everybody in their mind got a podcast. Go ahead. Sure. You know, hopefully Gilbert Arenas put you on Gil's Arena. I'd love to hear him on Gil's Arena. Take Brandon Jennings off, because I can't. Man, he made Rashad. What's his name? Rashad McCants look like Ahmad Rashad. It's crazy. You'll be thinking that people that play in the league like know things. No, they don't. Just because you play don't mean you know. Moving on. Is that it for basketball? That is it. Yes. Baseball. Let's talk about it real quick. Silent Assassin, we have NL MVP, AL MVP, AL Cy Young, NL Cy Young. Thoughts? Because I'm about to go off.
Cy Young's good.
No
Got
problems
him.
with
that. Judge, cool.
Right? Best player in the game.
Yeah. Ohtani, how many you're going to give him? Because I feel like, even with Judge, like, I feel like these are our MVPs going to be for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, forever years, right? Until, I mean, Judge is getting older, but I mean, he's still the best player in baseball. Ohtani, two-way player. Like you talked about, like, even if he does 10 starts and he pitches fine, he's going to win MVP. But with that, the order of MVP was Ohtani, Schwarber, and Soto. I had thought even during the season, as the season was ending, that it was going to be a toss-up between Ohtani and Soto. It was going to be very, very close just because of the type of season Soto had, regardless of Ohtani pitching well and hitting well. I never thought that Schwarber would be second.
He did have a monster year, though.
Yeah, like he had no doubt he had a great year, but it was always between Soto and Ohtani for me for number one. So obviously number two goes to player who didn't get it. So obviously as a Met fan, I wasn't really happy about that. I had like a prediction early on that this year was going to be the year that the Mets finally got their MVP. We were pretty close the last 2 years, second and third place, but we'll see. Still waiting on that, but and then the manager of the year awards are pretty questionable to me. Went back to Pat Murphy and Steven Vogt. I don't know how you pronounce this.
Voigt?
Yeah, Voigt. Yeah, I think that's right. Of the Guardians. They obviously had a great year. They came back and made the playoffs. But the type of year that the Blue Jays had, and also the Reds and Terry Francona, like, it was kind of surprising that they didn't get the manager of the year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And last thing we have is Edwin Diaz did win his second Hoffman Award as reliever of the
well
year.
earned.
Yeah. So
Man, with money, pay him whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. So let's go ahead and I like your breakdown because I think I agree with you on everything. Everything you said was spot on. I'm gonna put a little bit of sauce on it though. Aaron Judge. I think Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. I don't even think it's close. I think that as good as Ohtani is, and he's great, right? Aaron Judge, to me, is just a complete baseball player. 5-tool guy, can be able to hit for average, power. When he's healthy, you could just pencil in 50 home runs. If he's healthy, he's hitting 50 home runs. And on top of him being able to have that power, the average now is there. This is a guy that draws a lot of walks. This is a guy that at 6'8", you can't jam him inside. And you would think that a guy with that big of a bat that he carries, those long arms, he can't turn inside. No, he's one of the best and quickest bats in baseball. Best player in the league. With that being said, he wasn't the MVP this year. I don't care what he did. He could have hit 580. Sometimes you have to look beyond what somebody is doing on a consistent basis and say, oh, well, yeah, he's MVP again. What Cal Raleigh did as a catcher, you might not see again unless he does it again. Switch hitter. Hit the most home runs for a switch hitter, right? He had the most home runs for a catcher, period. He had the highest OPS that we've seen out of a catcher in decades. You have a team that he was the catalyst for, that had a long run, right? Got to the playoffs. Look, you talk. The guy hit 60-plus home runs. Now, normally, in baseball history, when somebody hits that 60 mark, it's an automatic MVP. Automatically. It doesn't. Go ahead and go look in the history. Anybody who has hit 60 home runs has never been runner-up in the damn MVP. So how does it happen now?
Good question.
So this is what I'm trying to ask. What is the criteria? If a guy like that can play catcher, he didn't DH most of the year, like how some catchers do. He catched. Mm-hmm. He was a guy that made sure that that pitching staff was one of the best in baseball. And he held his own at the plate, both sides of it. Mm-hmm. So if he had a perfect season and can't win the MVP, then what are you telling everybody else? You got to hit 90 home runs to get the MVP? He damn sure, he almost did. Kyle Schwarber hit 56 home runs this year, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Not good enough to win the MVP? But no, you want to give it to Ohtani. And I know what they're doing. And here's the hot take. Baseball has a funny way of picking their guy. You know how much money the Japanese market makes for the Major League Baseball? You know how much money they make? So it's funny that the biggest Japanese star in baseball history, especially in the majors, because Ichiro's bigger, has won 4 out of the last 5 MVPs. And it's funny that he's the only two-way player in the league. So when he goes 50-50, he wins the MVP. Cal Raleigh hits 60 home runs as a catcher, but he finishes second. Mm-hmm. Soto has his first 30 season. Should be MVP. We look at the numbers. He's not. 4 MVPs out of 5 years. You know who's first on that list for having as many MVPs? Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds has 7. You know how many top 10 finishes Barry Bonds has? I can't count. So here's what I'm telling you is that they're trying to do. They want to go ahead and give him just as many MVPs as Barry Bonds, because you see a lot of people starting to say, and this narrative starting to build now, that Ohtani is the greatest baseball player we've ever seen. That's bullshit. There's been a lot of great baseball players. The only difference is that there's only one person that's allowed to pitch. You don't think that there's other players in the league right now that could be able to pitch? I'm not saying he's not great. Mm-hmm. But let's stop this. And on top of that, I'd like to ask you, what position did he play this year?
DH.
Oh. So his DH is more valuable because he pitches. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What position did Kyle Schwarber play?
DH.
Oh. Who had a better year, numbers-wise?
Better year? Schwarber, numbers-wise.
I see. More home runs, more RBIs, right? How much money does the Japanese market make for Major League Baseball?
A lot.
Got it.
Dodgers made their money back very, very quickly.
Oh, yeah. They made it back in the first year.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So, Money, you see where I'm getting at, right? People are going to hear this and they're going to say that I'm a hate. I see what I see. I understand what manufacturing greatness looks like. He's great. But there also is a rocket push behind him, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like obviously you have your global superstar, and then Judge is like the American superstar. So I think like,
What do you think they value more?
Yeah, you want like that global, that not like to get everybody on board.
Yeah,
and even too like since Ohtani came in the league, Dodgers specifically, all the Japanese players are all huddling to the Dodgers and making that market huge. So it's just like kind of like, when is it gonna end? Like, granted, like he had a great year. He had a great year last year, but it's like also too that question is, should a DH ever win MVP? Because you're only doing one thing every game. Is you're getting 4 at bats, whatever it is, and then that's it.
but you're giving him more credit because he pitches.
Mm-hmm. And he only pitched.
He pitched well. I'm not gonna hate on him. He pitched well.
He pitched quarter of a season, whatever
Yeah.
it was. Like, I feel like, is that even enough to, like, what's the right word I'm looking for? Like, to credit that as like a season to pitch.
For
like,
the voters, it does, because they have Ohtani fever. But again, see the play.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go ahead and go dub him the greatest baseball player ever. I've been around a long time and I've seen a lot of baseball. Obviously, I'm not as old as some of these guys that are covering the game, but Ohtani's not better than Barry Bonds.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
Yeah, even like if you look earlier on,
Far
like,
from it. No, I'm saying far from it. My fault. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. He was like kind of like average at both sides of it. Like, he was like, oh, like, it's cool that this guy can pitch and hit, but it was nothing like spectacular. And then really only like recently,
Over the last 5
Yeah.
years, he's figured it out.
yeah.
He's
But,
great. Listen, he's a great baseball player. I don't want people to hear this and say that I don't like Shohei. I think he's great, but I don't believe that he should have been an MVP this year, and I don't believe that Judge should have been an MVP this year. Mm-hmm. Every year has a different story, and Kyle Raleigh's story was probably the best story in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
What he did was, I'm telling you, we probably won't see out of a catcher again. Mm-hmm. That's how special of a season it was. And for you to hit 60 home runs and not win an MVP, just listen to that. When Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs that year, oh my God, he set the AL record for home run. He's the greatest MVP. There wasn't no question. We didn't even care who was second. Nobody even remembers who finished second that year. Because you know why? It didn't matter. Mm-hmm. Didn't matter. Mm-hmm. You hit 60, MVP.
Yeah. Because, like, how many people in history have hit 60 home runs?
I'm telling you, whoever's listening to this, go pull up the statistic and show me who has hit 60 home runs has never won an MVP. Go ahead. That's like somebody in basketball averaging 45 points a game and he don't win the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Like, what are we talking about here? And then you have people that will rationalize this away. Like, you can't. It's bullshit. And if I'm Kyle Raleigh, I'm like, this is bullshit. This is why, but again, MVPs in every sport doesn't mean anything anymore. Because they never can tell you what the criteria is, because they change it every year. Baseball used to be the only sport out of all the major sports that used to get it right, because they would look at different things and certain narratives and certain things. There was a time where Joe Mauer won an MVP, hitting 9 home runs. 62 RBIs and batted .350. That was an MVP. Because they looked at different things, importance to the team, all of this other stuff, position. Well, go look at what the fuck Kyle Raleigh did. You trying to tell me that that's not an MVP season? The man was great from start to finish. Mm-hmm. And if you can't get awarded the highest award for being the best player this year, I'm not saying that he's better than Aaron Judge, because he isn't. But for this year, yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's disheartening to see that they did that. Moving on to the Cy Young, we ain't got no beef with that. Tara Skubal, yeah. Paul Skeens, whatever we got to trade for Paul Skeens, we just hook that up, yeah. Tara Skubal too, get both of them. Just empty out the cabinet of prospects. We got the number one prospect farm system in baseball. Empty it out and get both of those guys. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Listen, you can trade off 30 of them. Get those two. And we can always get them back. Mm-hmm. Always get them back. So, good there. I don't understand how Acuna can win the comeback player of the year and he only played like 2 games. Mm-hmm. How does that even make sense? I'm telling you, I don't want to see no Braves winning no awards. I can't stand them.
Yeah, also, too, after their dreadful season, I feel like they shouldn't be on the radar.
How dare you win anything and your team was garbage? And you don't even play 100 games. How you win comeback play? There's players out there that play whole 162. You play 95 games and win the comeback play of the year. Garbage.
Yeah.
It's upsetting. Moving on to some Mets news, okay? I don't know how to feel. Because there's some rumors that are going around, circling. They said that, Pete and the Mets are having good conversations and good talks. And I'm like, whatever. I believe when I see it. And Edwin Diaz, they know what the number looks like or whatever it is. I'm like, good. Mm-hmm. Because if he wants another $100 million contract, give it to him. Give it to him. Get some deferred money do what the Dodgers do. Deferred money on the back end. Defer like $30 million of that. That's it.
Yeah.
Give him the money.
He had actually made some comments today or yesterday about it. And he said he predicts his return is 50-50, which is, either he comes back or he doesn't. So it is 50-50. But he's kind of like, I love New York, but like, I'm good with going somewhere else. I just want to win.
That's it.
So
he's telling us. He's basically telling us what he's telling us in that statement. Mm-hmm. I like it here, but you're gonna have to pay me one.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to make sure you make this team better too. Yeah. Because you're not gonna have me out here having a great season and we not making playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that no more.
Be in the whole bullpen as well. Like, I have to come back with bases loaded. And
you ain't got nobody you can throw in here. You got this bum ass Ryan Helsley. Get him out of here. Mm-hmm. Get his bum ass out of here. Yeah. No more 4-out saves for me. No more 6-out saves for me. Mm-hmm. Because that's why he opted out. He said, you know how many 6-out saves I had to do this year? That counts for 3. Okay, that counts for double. That means I'm gonna have to charge y'all way more than that. Mm-hmm. They see that $90 million I was thinking about giving y'all? No. It's now 125. Mm-hmm. Pain and suffering. That's what it is. Pain and suffering for having to do what he did. He developed a trauma too. I gotta deal with these bums in this bullpen, and I gotta save this game. Mm-hmm. What'd you get them for? Give me a rest. If I can't rest, now you gotta pay. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying. So hopefully they give him his money, because I think Diaz needs to be top priority, as well as Pete Alonso. If you're going to bring Pete Alonso back, I'm okay with bringing Pete Alonso back, but he needs to be a DH. That's it. Mm-hmm. Get me a first baseman that can be able to play some defense. I don't want him there. Mm-hmm. Because if you can sign Diaz, you can sign Pete, and you can also go get me Cody Bellinger. Because you can put Cody Bellinger at first base. Yeah. And if you need somebody in center field, you can throw him out there too. You need somebody in the corner outfields, you can throw him there too. Cody Bellinger answers a lot of questions for the Mets.
Yeah. Even to, give Pete all the DH, right? Cody Bellinger needs a day off. Switch them.
Yeah.
Give Pete a day at first base.
Soto needs a day
Yeah.
off. That you
Swap
can
'em around,
you
yeah.
can be able to have flexibility. You know what I mean? I saw the rumblings about McNeil. You know where I want to send him? You know? Mars. Mars, send him there, or send him to Japan. Send him wherever you gotta send him. Just send him out of here. Okay? Take Vientos with you. Take his ass with you because he's cooked. Because if he can't play the field, which he can't, and if he's not hitting, he's no good here. Send his ass away. I saw some stuff about Brandon Nimmo. I don't like that. But I do understand that he's making $20 million a year. He's getting older, and he's starting to break down in regards to not being able to play the center field position or even the corner outfields. His range is starting to diminish. So, but it's hard to think that they're gonna put him on the block when he's coming off a career year offensively.
Yeah, even him, like, he can slide in at DH
Right.
at times. But, like, I saw, like, it doesn't make sense to me because they said they have to be eating a significant amount of that contract.
Yeah,
so
no,
if that's the case, like, just keep him.
Just keep him.
It doesn't make sense to pay him $18 million, whatever, and give the remainder to the other team. But
Yeah.
because like that's a hard bat to replace. You know, even the year prior, like he didn't have a bad year. So I feel like the offense you can't be taking away from it after last year. You need to build up on top of it. Because again, like this career year for potentially Juan Soto, career year for Brendan Nimmo, career year for Pete Alonso. Like, you don't know. So you get to bring those players back and add more players. So I wouldn't really necessarily be trying to take away. And even if it's for a trade piece, like just trade away the prospects. They're going to get more value than Brandon Nimmo, who's 32, 33 years old, whatever it is now.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if you're going to go get, if you're going to allow Carson Bench to get some opportunities, you have to have somebody that's a bridge. And Brandon Nimmo is a bridge guy. He's still a foundational piece. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm curious to see how we strike the trade market. I'm hearing a lot of things about Marte. I'm hearing a lot of things about Byron Buxton. I'm hearing a lot of things about if we're going to go ahead and go make a trade for Luis Robert. Like, there's a lot of guys out there that we can be able to get and don't have to give up much, right? And I think that Luis Robert, obviously he's making $20 million this year. He's going to be a free agent after next season. You can be able to get him and see exactly how that works out. So I'm watching this very, very closely. I'm watching David Stearns like a hawk. Okay, like a hawk. He better make sure that he makes some good deals. This ain't Milwaukee. Don't go to the bargain bazaar bin no more. Okay? Spend. If you got to go get yourself a Joe Ryan, if you're going to get Joe Ryan, go get him. But then you tell Minnesota what that Buxton look like. You know what I mean? Let me get Utah, give me two. Give me two of those, right? I want both of them. So whatever you want, we can have both. But I want Ryan and Buxton in the package. You can take Vientos, you can take all these young, you can even take Jet Williams. Take him. Take him. If I can get Brian Buxton. That we want to win now. Remember, we had this conversation. I want players that are proven. I'm done with the prospects. You can have them. Cool. Whoever's going to be here, be here. But I need players that are proven. Proven to win. Now it's time for the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Silent Assassin, who do you have? Because I have a good one. I really do.
There's no like significant, but I'm just gonna still go just with the Giants overall for kind of dragging Brian Daboll around for this long and then having the poor guy out in the snow with his Giants merch probably thrown out in the garbage bags.
You still feel sorry for this man?
I don't feel sorry, but
It sounds
I
like
felt
it.
sorry for the picture. You have to see the picture. It's snowing. He got his hoodie on. He just looks depressed. It's like, why did you drag me through this? I should have been let go months ago.
All the $1 million that he has, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. Okay.
No, but you gave him false hope. Like, I got this star quarterback. I got this star running back. I got
They
this stars
did
and
lie to him. They did. They said,
no,
"Hey, listen, if you
no
play
more.
Jackson, you can keep your job."
Yeah.
We lied. We lied.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Joe Shane stabbed him in the back. Joe Shane said, "Listen, if you start Dart, I can be able to talk to John Mara for you." He said, "Everything's good." Oh, word? That's all we got to do is start Dart. That's it. And then John Mara said, "Yo, why'd you do that to him? You know I was going to fire him anyway." "I know, but, we had to get Dart in there. Let's figure it out." Like, Snake. I'm sure he had words for Joe Shane before he left.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
It's like he just said, like, "Oh, let's fire him and just save his job."
Yeah. It's like, "Yo,
extra
you gonna
couple
do me like
months.
this? Yo, we came in together. We came in together, bro. And my brothers keep, no, I am not. I am not. Door." So, yeah, I'm sorry, Brian Daboll, but you got to hold the
Dummy. Yeah.
good riddance to you. New York is not for you. Go back to Buffalo. Buffalo's weird. You can go up there. Go ask for your job back. They probably give it to you. I have one, and man, oh man, has people been kicking his back in all week. And I love it because, when people tend to show who they are or what their colors are, we don't let them forget it. Especially in this climate that we're in. We don't let people forget it. And when you have people out there that tell you about certain things and what they're not going to do and all this other stuff, and then they go ahead and turn around and do the complete opposite, we call those people hypocrites. We call those people full of you-know-what. And who has to hold that championship belt today is Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee gets my...
Dummy.
Now, here's my thing. Pat McAfee would always say, "I'll never have politics and sports mixed." Now, never. We don't do that here. We're going to make sure we separate those two powers and keep sports out of politics and keep politics out of sports. Sure. We thought you lived on principle until you had the orange hot dog water on the phone. And that's my thing, is that you hear the capitulation in real time and you understand that there's billionaire buddies and they're trying to push this conservative bullshit on everybody. And the president is on the phone. Really? Is that what we do now? President's is at the football games and you're going ahead and talking to him. You're not even covering the damn game that's going on because you're talking to this orange bag of hot dog water. That's what you're doing. You think people care about that? They want to watch their football. They want to tune in to Pat McAfee and hear sports takes. They don't want to hear the orange bag of hot dog water speak about anything. Because you said, not us, we didn't say it. You said no politics in sports. So now you go ahead and say this. Got a lot of people, and this is a direct quote from Mr. McAfee, that don't know what a football looks like, telling me they're never watching my show again. And I would like to let you know, good F you, let's move on. So you go ahead and you're going to go and stand 10 toes down on it. Cool, that's fine. If you want to be labeled that guy, but again, this goes into my biggest issue with what I'm seeing, is that there's a certain type of podcast that has all of the success. Podcast bros. They all fall into the same type of template, don't they? Funny white guy with his white friends, and they're having these funny conversations, and it's so conservative and lax, and we're just having fun. We're just asking questions. Joe Rogan is like that. There's so many other shows that have the same template. Do you realize that? but those are the ones that they're pushing. So it doesn't shock me that at some point he was going to go ahead and do this, because that's what the trajectory is that you start off being, we're going to be completely different and opposite. No, you're just like everybody else. That's all it is. So you want to go ahead and be full of shit and then stand 10 toes down on it, that's your business. You're going to hold the dummy of the week, and you might hold it for the foreseeable future if you continue to do dumb shit. So Pat McAfee, you get the
Dummy, yeah.
That's all for the show. No PSA this week, and I promise I don't have one. But I do have one thing to say. Release the Epstein files. The walls are starting to cave, and we're starting to get a lot of things, and the White House is starting to spin, and you're starting to see people jump ship. Remember, you saw what the Titanic looked like? You know, that's just people were starting to save themselves. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Release the Epstein files. That's all for this show. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool,